Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today I want to show you how to quickly, easily, and professionally write prompts for LTX 2.3 using a local model inside LM Studio. The main idea is very simple. I want to generate a video in LTX 2.3 Director 2 using only one image and one short sentence. Yes, literally one image and a few words. Because sometimes we do not want to write a full Hollywood script just to make a 5-second AI video. So, what do we need for this? First, if you are not familiar with LM Studio, just go to the official LM Studio website and download the application for your computer. LM Studio is basically a convenient interface for running local LLM models. Of course, you can also use something like Ollama or other terminal-based tools, but for me personally, LM Studio is the most comfortable option. And you may ask, why not connect the language model directly inside ComfyUI and do everything in one place? Technically, yes, you can do that. But there is one very important problem. VRAM. Our favorite problem. Our old friend. The thing that always says, no, you are asking too much. To connect an LLM directly in ComfyUI, you may need additional C++ packages and a more complex setup. And even if everything works, running the LLM and LTX video generation at the same time can be difficult, especially if your GPU does not have a lot of VRAM. Before generating video, you may need to clear RAM and VRAM, unload models, reload everything again, and that is not always fun. So today I'm showing a more practical method, especially for people who have weaker computers or simply do not want to fight with memory every 5 minutes. After installing LM Studio, we go to the Models tab. This tab is synchronized with Hugging Face, so we can search and download a model directly from there. Now you can choose any model that fits into your GPU memory. In my case, I have an RTX 4090 with 24 GB of VRAM, so I can use a heavier model like Quinn 3.5B. But if your GPU is weaker, do not worry, you can download a smaller model. The quality of the prompt will still be good enough for this workflow. The main thing you should pay attention to is the eye icon near the model. This usually means the model is a VLM, a visual language model. And this is important because a visual language model can understand images. That means we can upload a reference image, give it a simple instruction, and my AI agent can turn that into a professional LTX 2.3 prompt. For example, here I upload an image of a girl and simply write that I want her outfit to change. The agent then asks me if there should be any dialogue and what exactly I want to happen in the scene. But if you already described this in your first message, the agent will not ask you again. So I answer that there is no dialogue, and the agent immediately generates a professionally structured prompt for LTX 2.3. It describes the subject, the scene, the visual style, the cinematic quality, the camera movement, the background music, and the general mood of the video. And that is the whole point. We are not just writing random beautiful words. We are creating a structured prompt that LTX can understand much better. In future videos, I will also show how to connect this directly inside ComfyUI with a lighter model, so the generation can happen more automatically. But today I want to keep this tutorial simple and useful for people who cannot run two heavy models at the same time. Now let me show you how to connect my prompt writing agent inside LM Studio. By the way, you can use any other LLM if you want. For example, you can use ChatGPT, create a new project, and add the agent instructions into the system prompt or project instructions. But today we are going the local route. After you download and load the model in LM Studio, look at the settings panel on the right side. There is a field for instructions. This is where you paste the full text from the MD file that you downloaded from my Patreon. The link to the agent will be in the video description. And also, follow the channel, because very soon I will release LTX Director X Pro. I know, I have been teasing it for a while. But this thing did not build itself while I was drinking coffee and looking dramatically at the monitor, because LTX Director X Pro will be much more powerful and much more convenient than the original LTX Director workflow. But okay, back to the agent. We paste the instruction text here, then click Save Preset and give it any name we want. After that, the agent is activated. Now all we need to do is create a new chat, make sure the correct preset is active, and set the temperature to around C-room. This gives the model a good amount of variation without making it completely crazy. Because yes, we want creativity, but not a cyberpunk car suddenly becomes a flying potato creativity. Now we can write what we want to create This time, let's do it without an image. I'll write a very short idea. A futuristic scene where a girl is driving a car. That's it. Just a few words. Then I press enter. After a short moment, the agent asks what exactly I want to see in this video. It also gives examples of how I can answer and asks if there is any dialogue. You do not have to write a long answer here. You can simply write something like, no dialogue, invent the details yourself. But in my case, I wrote a more detailed answer. I said that there is no dialogue, but the girl is softly singing along to music while driving. After that, I press enter again, and the model immediately starts generating a professional prompt structured specifically for LTX 2.3, and that's it. As you can see, this takes around 30 seconds. Now we copy the generated prompt and go to ComfyUI. Here I open my LTX Director 2 workflow, the same workflow that I have already shown in previous videos. First, I disable the Change Anything LoRa because for this example I do not need that mode. So I set this node to bypass, then I remove the previous shot blocks and create a new text shot. I make it around 5 seconds long, and I paste the prompt into this segment. For now, I ignore the global prompts, because we only have one scene. When we work with just one scene, global prompts are not always necessary. Next, I set the resolution to Full HD. Then I set the frame rate to 24 or 25 frames per second. After that, I start the generation and wait to see what happens. And here is the result. We have a girl driving a car, music is playing, and she is softly singing along. Not full opera mode, of course, more like I'm alone in the car and nobody can judge me mode. And honestly, the result is not bad. Could it be more dynamic? Yes. Could it be more cinematic? Also yes. But for a tutorial example, it is stable, clean, and visually consistent enough. Now let's do something more interesting. Let's continue the video with a second shot. But there is one important nuance. We are not using the already generated video as a direct input. We are still creating the next part from text prompts. That means with a different seed, the model can generate a different character, a different car, or even a slightly different scene, because we are not locking the character with a reference or a fixed identity in this example, but we can still ask the agent to continue the scene as seamlessly as possible. The idea is this. The first shot starts inside the car with the camera filming the girl while she is driving. Then the second shot should pull back and show a wide exterior view of the car driving through a futuristic cyberpunk city at night. So we go back to LM Studio, into the same chat, and ask the agent to continue the scene. I ask it to keep maximum consistency and create a wide shot. Then I press enter, and now you can see that the agent does not ask any additional questions. It already understands the context and immediately gives us the next prompt. We can copy this prompt and use it in ComfyUI. And of course, we can also ask the agent to make the prompt more detailed, more cinematic, more realistic, or more physically accurate. So experiment with it. The agent is not limited to one simple mode. It can write prompts for normal generation, retake mode, longer scenes, and even full structured video sequences. But I do not want to make this tutorial too long, so let's continue with the basic example. I copy the second prompt and go back to my ComfyUI workflow. Now I create another text shot. Again, I stretch it to around 5 seconds, so the final video will be about 10 seconds in total. Then I click on the segment and paste the second prompt. But now, because the video has two scenes, I recommend using a global prompt. Even if both shots are supposed to look like one seamless video, the global prompt helps keep the overall style, mood, lighting, and cinematic direction more consistent. So I return to LM Studio and ask the agent to write a global prompt for this sequence. A few seconds later, I have it. I copy it, paste it back into the workflow, and start the generation. Now the generation process begins at full HD resolution. With both Stage 1 and Stage 2 passes, this can take around 3 to 5 minutes. And this is on my RTX 4090 with 24 gigabytes of VRAM. So if your computer starts making airplane sounds, don't panic. It is just trying to become a rendering workstation. Okay, enough talking. Let's look at the result. And here it is. In my opinion, this is pretty good. Of course, there are some small issues. For example, the woman is driving in the opposite lane, which is not ideal unless this is a very dramatic cyberpunk insurance commercial. But this is exactly the kind of problem we can fix with better prompting. We can go back to the agent and ask it to make the prompt more detailed, more physically correct, and more specific about the road direction, traffic rules, camera position, and scene logic. And this is why I like using an agent. It is not just generating one random prompt. It helps us think through the scene. It helps us describe the action, camera movement, environment, subject behavior, lighting, and continuity. And for LTX 2.3, this really matters. You can also use this agent for much bigger projects. For example, you can upload a full script as text or PDF, and the agent can break it into scenes, write prompts for every shot, and help keep consistency across the entire video. It can describe characters, locations, camera language, transitions, and logical connections between scenes. So this is not only useful for short tests, this can become part of a full AI filmmaking workflow. And as I said earlier, this agent will also be integrated into my upcoming LTX Director X Pro node. I know many of you have been waiting for it, and yes, I am finally finishing it. Thank you for your patience. It took a lot of energy, resources, testing, and knowledge to bring it close to the level I wanted. But my goal is to make it not just another node, but a genuinely useful tool for creating AI video inside ComfyUI. So that is it for today. Go to my Patreon if you want to support my work and get access to useful materials, workflows, agents, and updates. Also, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and write in the comments. Do you use prompt agents already, or do you still write everything manually? Thank you for watching. A big LTX Director announcement is coming very soon, so do not miss it. Trust me, this one is worth waiting for. See you very soon. Bye, everyone.